Okay, so it's Wednesday, so I'm making another very simple recipe. So many people have asked me, okay, well, vegan, but what does that mean and how do I do it? It's so not tricky. So I thought, well, fine, every Wednesday I'll just do really simple recipes and anybody and everybody can follow them. So today I'm doing a super easy summer corn salad. Everybody's got corn laying around, so easy to get your hands on. And this is a 4-ingredient salad. And it's a warm salad, so it's just a super fast crowd pleaser. And everybody says, no way, I didn't think that was possible. So, okay, here we go. Corn, you know how to get corn. It is everywhere right now in the grocery stores. So husk the corn, okay, no problem there. What I do is I shave the corn and I get kind of a smallish knife. I don't want a knife that is so large that when I shave my corn, the corn goes everywhere, which kind of happens to me. One of my favorite teachers when I was taking cooking lessons always said, you know, clean up as you go. And that's true for me too. So if a stray kernel of corn goes somewhere, oh well, just pick it up as you go. Nothing's perfect here, which is why I love these cooking recipes, because for me, cooking just releases so much stress, and I don't like to follow recipes. I like to go into my fridge and say, what could I make today, and how could that come together? So when I combine the colors and the smells and that exercise of chopping that really releases stress for me, cooking is a really glorious activity. So I hope that it's the same for everybody else. Okay, so I just shaved my corn. You can see I've kind of done it a little bit already. And then I went to my garden. And if you don't have a garden, you can grow this right in a little plant in your kitchen. It grows like wildfire. Here is my basil. So everybody on the internet talks about, oh, hashtag how authentic they are. I'm telling you people, this is the most authentic basil you will ever find. Just love the smell of basil. So I've already chopped some up, and I just chop it like this so that it's ready to go when I need it, but you know, finely chop. One of the great things too about chopping is if you have to chop something like garlic, which can take a little while, you know, don't dread it and think, oh my gosh, you know, this recipe is difficult. I'm chopping garlic or I'm shaving corn. No big deal. Turn on your favorite series. We like to multitask here in this house. Turn on your favorite series and just chop some garlic while you're watching The Crown or Mad Men or Ray Donovan or whatever is your gig. Girl Boss, some great stuff, obviously on Netflix and HBO and all that. So just pick your favorite series, and like we do some of our chopping to our favorite series, and we also fold our laundry to our favorite series. And then when there's a lull in the series and we're done with the series, there's a lull in our laundry, because we can't really do the laundry without a good series, because we only fold in front of the TV. So then we find a new series and we start doing more laundry. So just kind of make it work for you and your schedule, which is what I'm saying. Okay, so we have corn, fresh basil. Corn loves salt, of course. And here's this beautiful container. You know, we just like to make things pretty in our kitchen that are personal to us. So we bought this little tin in Mexico. We were traveling around. It was super inexpensive. It's nothing fancy, but we just thought, you know, why would we have a salt shaker when we could have something as sweet as this? So we have salt, and then I'm vegan, as you guys know. So I just have vegan butter here. There's so many different kinds of vegan butter. It's pretty hot in Los Angeles. It's already started to melt, but I've got one large tablespoon of vegan butter. Ain't no shame in this game. And then here I've got my little handy dandy stovetop, movable stovetop here. So I'm gonna turn it on. Here's the gig. This is why this is so super easy. There's only one trick to this recipe. And that one trick is we're going to put the corn in the frying pan, and we're going to pan fry it, like flash fry it, for under 30 seconds. So the trick here with this recipe is you want the corn almost raw. That way it stays crunchy. Because if you boil it and do other things, of course it's great taste there too, but it can get really mushy. So you really want to keep the taste of that fresh corn, but basically not really cooking it. You're just gonna flash it in there really fast. So I've got the heat, you can hear the sizzling now. I've got the heat really high. Ooh, sizzling, making way that I can put this all in. Now, it's probably gonna get messy because I shaved a little bit too much corn, so if it falls all over the place, I'll get it. Don't worry. Oh, can you hear that wonderful sound? Okay, so I'm just gonna do that much for now. Picking up my little corn kernels. Let me show you this. Oh, okay. And it's done. I really don't want it to go any longer than this. I'm turning it off and putting it in. That is the trick to this recipe. You want it to be so super fast. So now I have my chopped basil. You can see my corn in there. And I put that in. No big deal. Makes it nice and pretty with some green. It's the beautiful thing about cooking is, again, I think it relieves my stress, not just because of the chopping, but also because of the colors and the smells. It just takes me away from everyday life. So I always like my things a little salty, of course, salt to taste. I'm just throwing in pinches as I see fit. Now remember, what's the great thing about not following a recipe and not feeling like, oh my gosh, if you don't do everything perfectly, then it's not going to work, or there's some magic in that recipe. It's not. The magic is you. So there are a gazillion variations that you can do on this recipe. If you have cherry tomatoes and you think they're going to be bad, throw them in. If you have, half a zucchini left over and you think it's going to go bad, throw it in. It's up to you to really bring it to life, and therein lies the beauty. So anybody can cook. Anybody can make great stuff. The only trick to that is bringing yourself, your love, your creativity, and getting fresh ingredients. That's the key to cooking. So here is the simplest of simple recipes. I like it really basil-y, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more basil. Ooh, from my garden, no less. And I like the color, but you can see here, it's just a very simple summer salad. And I'm going to eat it and send you on your way. It's still crunchy, which is what I wanted. The perfume of the basil is right with me. Like I said, I like my stuff salty. But I know, that's not for everybody. So I'm gonna add a pinch more salt. A little note about salt. Salt as you go. Don't salt everything all the way at the end, because it'll end up being too salty. Kind of salt as you go and let the salt permeate the food as you work through. Yum. So with that logic, I could have thrown in a little salt here while I was pan frying if it wasn't so quick. I almost had no time to do that, but so that's a kind of a thing. Clean as you go, salt as you go. My two little lessons for today. One more bite. It's super good. Okay. So I'm gonna leave you with this summer salad. So fast and easy. Who can't get their hands on corn, basil at the store or your garden or your kitchen windowsill, whatever you can do, salt, and any vegan butter out there, and you are good to go. So again, just think of cooking not as a chore or not as something that's this mountain to climb, but something that is your way of releasing stress and showing off your creativity. And I think everybody appreciates it when you cook. Now, I'll be doing this every Wednesday, so until I see you again, don't forget to be vegan. Bye, folks.